All right, good evening, everybody. Um, so today's more of an update thing where I am. A lot of you guys that have been helping wanted to know an update on Marion as well. So I'm not going to name names on who's doing what. I'll send the video to all the people that it's relevant to, and you guys will all know who you are. So for those that we haven't explained what Marion has, she's got something called NFD, which stands for neurological functional disorder. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's a misinterpretation of um, things she perceives. So in her particular case, um, she presents with extreme anxiety and a very high level of fear, but they weren't really sure of what was causing the fear. She can't articulate what causes the fear. So, the net result of this is her brain goes into kind of a protective mode and tries to protect her. And the way it tries to do that at the moment is by temporarily disabling the right hand side of her body. So when she stands up, um, when she gets a balance, her right foot won't move, but her left foot will. And if she takes a step with the left and the right happens to stick where it is, then she falls over. So a bit of a problem. I need to say thank you to all the guys that are helping with Marion by helping with exercise routines and advice and talking to her and getting it sorted out. I mean, most of you guys know that the medical aid is not paying for a cent anything anymore. So we're having to pay for all the psychologists, all the medicines, the physio, the everything, and it really hurts. We think we have tracked down what caused the major break in her as being COVID. So what it looks like as an update lately is that the whole COVID thing that she went through, she took a lot of precautions to protect herself from COVID because a lot of the things we were smokers, we're aged, and things. To start with, that was sort of highlighted as, if you get the stuff, you're going to die. And it looks like some of the fear mongering that was done around COVID exacerbated that, and it caused her to really believe that she may die. And we managed to avoid COVID all the way through the lockdown without a problem. And what it looks like is when she got the ear infection, and we kept having to go back to the hospital because she couldn't walk because of the crystal that came out in her ear and caused her to fall over all the time and lose her balance. About a week after that, we went to the hospital again for the same problem. She had this crystal out of her ear and all the rest of it. And they told her she had COVID. And it looks like that caused some form of snap in her. And we didn't really notice anything, but 2 weeks after she had got better from COVID, all of a sudden these symptoms got 100 times worse. Uh, anyway, the psychologists are dealing with the issue of reprogramming her so that she doesn't see this as a catastrophe anymore, because she's actually survived it. The problem is her brain doesn't seem to want to accept that it's, she's not going to die. She's fine. Everything's okay. But in the process, and where we are right now, and where you guys have been helping, is during the time in the hospitals, um, they basically left her in a bed for a little over a month. In that month, her muscles basically degraded to a point where she can't walk if she tries. So we've had to now go back and start this all over again. So what we're doing with her at the moment is we're actually teaching her to walk again, and building up her skeletal muscles so that they can actually carry her body weight. And that's made the last month exceptionally difficult. And finding the right people that can help her has also been a very, very difficult case. The medical aid have just said no to everything. No to medication, no to physiotherapy, no to psychotherapy, no to everything. I mean, they're not paying for anything at the moment. They claim we've exceeded the benefits for the year. There's nothing we can do. We're both sick. So we've had to use the medical aid. I mean, we didn't have a choice. But they've now refused almost anything. I can't get an aspirin out of these guys. So everything is for my payment, which is really, really hurting me at the moment. But you guys offering help with the physiotherapists, and some people, just phoning her and keeping her sane. We're trying to reintroduce her back into the world again, because during COVID she sort of hid away a bit. So having you guys invite her around for things where I can take her to you and you can talk to them for 2 hours is like really so appreciated. Because without that, I think she'd be even worse than she is now. Anyway, to update you on her progress, we finally found somebody who is capable of giving her muscles back. We've been using them now for just under a month. She can now partially walk again. Needs to be supported by me to a large degree, but that is getting better every day. I had to make some stuff for our house so that she can do her exercises every day. So I had to make things like a bar that she can hold on to that's at the right height for her, so that she can't fall over. We've had to alter things like the shower. So there needs to be handles and things so that she can support herself into the shower, because when her foot gets stuck, I mean, if she's not holding on to something, it just face plants straight into whatever's in front of her. She had a really bad fall about 2 weeks ago. Really bad fall, landed on her coccyx, very painful. We had to suspend all leg exercises for 2 weeks while the bruising dissipated. It affected her quite badly, and she kind of did a meltdown. Then we got invited to a few places, and she started perking up, because she was actually seeing people and talking to people that were not judging her or any of that sort of stuff. So she's got a major thing with a neuropsychologist tomorrow, being Monday, um, where we're going to try and get the neuropsychologist to zoom in on the problem. And we're really pretty sure that the problem seems to be centered around the COVID. Well, that's the latest problem. There was a small problem before then, but nowhere near what it is like now. But anyway, so thank you to the guys that are helping and offering, tea and coffee and things when she needs it, and even a voice phone call. You guys really, you don't realize how much that helps. And that's what this is. I'm telling you about it. As to me, I'm getting there. I'm on chemo again as of last week, Wednesday, so I'm rather tired. I am getting better though. I managed to put my weight back on. We had a CT scan recently. The CT scan showed that a lot of the stuff was shrinking fast. The original problem of the lung cancer in the lung looks like there's scar tissue left. We won't know 100% until we do the PET scan in 6 weeks' time. A bit more than 6 weeks, 7.5 weeks' time. But it looks like the cancer in the lung has actually disappeared. It's now just the metastasis that's in the bones. As some of you know, the bones seem to be healing. The pain is diminishing. According to the doctor, if the pain's diminishing, we should be, nausea. From his perspective, that's a very good sign that the cancer is being driven out by the chemo. So every time there's less pain somewhere, that's a good thing. For the guys that haven't seen me for a while, I'm off the crutches again. So those 2 huge holes in my thigh seem to be closing. So they now say that I can walk on my thigh again. There seems to be only one location in the center of my spine which seems to still have cancer in it from a pain perspective. We won't know until the PET scan. I am walking a bit better. I still get very tired for about 8 days after chemo. I mean, tiredness like you wouldn't believe. I'm allowed to exercise a little bit, so I'm trying to strengthen my back. But it's got to be very limited exercises because the bones are now not damaged but brittle. So, I can't pick up anything heavy and there's no real weights. I can't use weights. I've got to basically use my body weight and try and improve the muscles that way. So that's a good thing. Also, thank you to the guys that came to help with my car and the guys who have offered to help with the fiberglassing. I'm trying to do more work for Rise, but I have to say it's very difficult. Sitting in this chair with my back fucked up for 8 hours is incredibly, incredibly painful. By the end of the day, I can't even get up. I am trying, and I'm hoping that after the last chemo, I'll be in remission, and then I can go back to Rise, and then we can carry on working on the car, or weekends and nights and all the other things. And you guys that are coming around to help with that, you're a fucking godsend, really. You really, I mean, some of those things I just can't do at the moment. I can't. To the guys that are helping me with finance, if I didn't have your help, I wouldn't be here. You know, I'm so disappointed in what's happened with the medical aid. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe what they've done. You know, even stuff they approve with a number. There's one recent one. They got an approval. Yeah, go for it. Do it. They did it. Stuck me with a 25 grand bill. Sorry, your medical aid said no. But they've got the approval number, and I phoned them. I've been hounding them, and after 2 months, they basically said, we're not paying anything else until February. So I have to pay all the bills until February. And that includes my heart medication, which is supposed to be on chronic. No, I'm not even going to go there because I just get really grumpy every time I go down that road. But the guys that are helping me, I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. I know it bugs me to ask, but I know it's the only thing it's the only thing I can do, and it's really, really, really appreciated. And the guys that are coming to help with labor, and somebody to talk to, and all those nice things. That is another thing. You know, when you're so sick, people avoid you like the plague. Like the plague. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to see you. They don't want anything. So you guys that come and help me, it's appreciated. Like you wouldn't believe. So I'm not going to make this one long. Basically, Marion, we are slowly getting right. We're probably looking at another couple of months before she'll be mobile enough to, walk up and down the passage. At the moment, that's about it. We went out recently to a 50th birthday party, and the only way we could do that was to put her in the wheelchair. Without that, she wouldn't have been able to do it. But within a couple of months, we should be able to get her to walk, so that she can actually walk on her own, unsupported. They are putting the muscles back in, so I'm happy with that. With me, I've got one more chemo to do, and then it's the PET scan. And that PET scan is going to be wow or oh fuck, one of the two. Now, because I had the CT scan shows very big improvements, so I'm kind of hoping that the PET scan will show that the amount of cancer has diminished and I don't look like a Christmas tree anymore. There were a lot of red marks on the last PET scan. Wow, fuck. There were a lot of red marks. But all those pains where those red marks were have gone. Some of them gone completely. I've felt them for months. And according to the doctor, that should mean the cancer is dissipated in those areas. If that's the case, then I'll be off the terminal list. The lungs look clear, so that should get me off the terminal list as well. The lymph nodes still had a little bit in it, but they had shrunk by more than half. So if all those things continue into the PET scan, then I'm off the terminal list. Then I've just got to stay off the terminal list. And that's done by a maintenance blast of chemo once a month, but much, much smaller than what they're giving me now, along with all the other additives that I'm swallowing, the curcumin and all that sort of stuff. Which does seem to help, from what the doctors tell me. I just have to keep it up. So you guys all wanted an update. I'll prep this and post it on YouTube, and I'll send it to the guys that is relevant to. It really is appreciated what you're doing for me. I mean, some of you guys just worked with you, and you suddenly at my door offering help. And you have no idea what that means. It's a big thing in my life. I mean, until 2 months ago, I hadn't been in the garage for months because I couldn't. And then you guys all arranged to arrive here, and all of a sudden we're in the fucking garage for the whole day. Admittedly, I wasn't doing a hell of a lot, but you guys were, so you got to play with a very old car. I got to get some stuff done. It really is appreciated. And the guys who are helping Marion, also very much appreciated. Thank you, everybody. Have a lekker evening.